Hi, this is Reini from Stormbringer Magazine, and we're in Vienna. With me is a guy who needs definitely no introduction, Bobby Liebling from Pentagram. Bobby, how are you doing? You're on the road with few selected dates here in Europe. You played the Roadband Festival. I guess you played the Hammer of Doom in Würzburg. How are you doing, and the guys, during this tour?
We're getting along pretty well. I mean, almost every show has been sellout. And we got 3 more shows to go after tonight. We do Brussels. Then we have to fly into Oslo. And then we have to fly from there to Helsinki. And then I get to fly home. That's the best part.
I guess it was last year, sometimes 2010, when you decided to bring Victor back in Pentagram. How wasn't it so that neither you nor Victor ever imagined to play together again? For a lot of die-hard Pentagram fan, I guess it's probably an honor that you reunited, and they and you now can celebrate 40 years of Pentagram together with you and Victor.
Yeah, well, Victor's like my flesh and blood, and Victor and I. It wasn't my decision to bring Victor back in the band. It was Victor's decision, really, to rejoin up, and that's because I think we have a lot of spirituality that's changed in the recent years, both of us, and I have some stability and some sobriety, which was, never around, and Victor and I discussed things at length, and he was just going to do the one tour, and then it turned out that, because I was doing the right thing, it all came,
And it turned out that you have a new album ready. It was released a few weeks ago, Last Rites. How can we now imagine the song and recording process for the album? And is it true that there is a lot of material or based or complete songs that go back in the 70s you used on this album?
Yeah, there's it's the same Pentagram formula that's always been, which is about 2/3 of the songs were written between 69 and 74, and there's about 3 or 4 new ones, that we just did this year. But all the Pentagram albums are like that. There's always a lot of old ones. I mean, I wrote 450 songs between 69 and 74, so I don't think I'll get a chance to ever use them all. Yeah.
There is, well, let's say, one special song on the album. It's called American Dream. It's special because Victor did the vocals. How did it come the decision that not you sing this song instead of you, it's Victor?
Well, Victor and I wish now that I would have sung the song. It was there were a lot of words to it, and it was somewhat my laziness, and also Victor wrote the lyrics, and I wanted Victor to sing one of the songs on the album, to be quite honest, because I think he's got a great voice, and he has, of course, Place of Skulls, which he also does, and I thought it would be appropriate, so. We did it like that. I sang the backup harmony in the middle of the song with him, and it just kind of turned out. We wish that I would have sung it. Victor and I both say, "Damn, why didn't I sing the song?" But I think he did a great job on it.
Have you played live also today?
No, we don't do it live. Okay. No, we'll be doing 3 songs off the new album. Yeah, we'll be doing "Call the Man," and Into the Ground, and the last song, which is a real ball breaker, and that's called Nothing Left.
The new album is definitely an album that needs time to grow, but after several runs it really developed its full effect. Would you agree with that? Maybe it's because a lot of people would have expected another piece of Pentagram doom metal, and Last Rites isn't that doomy as previous works you've done.
I think Last Rites has a lot of misery and a lot of pain and a lot of hurt and sadness in it. But I agree with you in the fact that it does have its moments of uplifting. I think it's the finest Pentagram album we've ever done, because I think that it's more expensive sounding and full, and it also has the traditional Pentagram sound totally. The more you listen to it, you realize it's just big, and it's done really, really finely and fine-tuned, and which is surprising. We only had 5 rehearsals for the whole album, and I was only at 2 rehearsals for the whole album. And unlike all the other Pentagram albums in the past, which almost every single one except the first was done in 3 months, the new album was done from the first note to finished mastering in 3 weeks.
Quick work.
Yeah. So we knew what we wanted, and we knew what we were doing. You know, we've been together a long, long time. I mean, after you're together that long,
a lot of experience.
you start thinking alike too. You don't have to talk. You know, it's just like, yeah, that's you know, and you read each other's mind.
The last cooperation between Victor and you was released back in '94. It was the Before Warned album. Was it maybe a little bit naive from some people to expect now a Before Warned Part 2, which the new album surely is not?
No, it's not. I think that, well, I was concerned at first that it would sound like a Place of Skulls album. And I imagine Victor might have had the same thought. I don't know. We've never really, you know, sat down and, you know, really pondered this fact. But it sounds 100% Pentagram. And it's not like Before Warned at all. It's really in your face. You know, Before Warned was a more wet recording, as they would call it. And of that era, when it came out, a lot of albums had that kind of big tunnel sewer sound, which I don't think the new album does. When Treat Me Right comes on in the new album, you know that it's going to shove up your ass, you know, really.
It was maybe a little bit of a surprise for some people to see you ink a deal with Metal Blade Records. How did that happen? Was Brian Slagle, I guess, pretty much involved in the thing?
Yeah, Brian was very involved in it. Brian's listened to Pentagram for many, many, many years. He's been a fan of Pentagram for many years. And we shopped around a lot of different labels. A lot of people didn't want to touch it. They thought, well, maybe Bobby's still messed up, you know, and so forth and so on. But then we went there and they said, okay, we'll sign you for 3 albums. And also in the States and Canada, we've got Sony Red distributing it, and worldwide Sony International. So I guess, like John Lennon says, I'll think to we pass the audition. Right?
You said you were signed for 3 albums. Does this also mean that the DVD, which is expected for the end of 2011, will be out on Metal Blade Records? And what can you tell us about the DVD?
The DVD was done live at the Maryland Death Fest in 2010. And it's rough. The recording of it is not the greatest, but Metal Blade are releasing it. It's called When the Screams Come. And yeah, it's us live outdoors for about 8,000 people are out there, and they dug it, and it was a lot of fun to do. And for our first DVD ever, I don't think it's bad. You know?
Okay, Bobby, the last one. I found a cool statement on the internet, and I would like you to comment it, please. Bobby Liebling was brewing up proto-metal blackness when Ozzy Osbourne was still trying to figure out how to plug in a microphone.
Oh, God. I don't know how to answer a comment like that. I love Black Sabbath. I've always loved Black Sabbath. I love Ozzy. You know, all the people he's been with, from Randy to Zach to all the other guitar players, and Ozzy himself. He's a pioneer. Just because we came out at the same time, we were from the U.S., we were very underground. But Black Sabbath are one of my, you know, of course they're an influence along with many other bands, like the Groundhogs, Stray, all the bands that I listen to, though, except Black Sabbath, never made it. and those were my biggest influences. So I do have a lot of things that I take from, as all bands do, but people have just never heard of them. Black Sabbath are one that, you know, I have the utmost respect for. I think Tony's incredible. I think Geezer is remarkable. And Bill Ward invented the style of drumming he does. And all I can do is say Black Sabbath or 10 with a bullet. You know, that's about really it. I saw them, the first time I saw Black Sabbath, they had just released one album. Okay, and this was in late 1970. And I've seen them, you know, a dozen times over the years. They always deliver. And that's what it's all about, delivery, right?
That's perfect last words. Thank you very much for your time, and have fun with the rest of your day. Thank you, man.
Thank you very, very much.
You're welcome.